Welcome back to a brand new episode of Private Parts with me, Liv Bentley. This is the podcast where nothing is off limits. Make sure you subscribe and follow us wherever it is that you get your podcasts, and you can also watch every glorious episode on our YouTube, Private Parts Pod. Today I've got a very special guest joining me on the sofa. It's the one and only Millie Goldsmith.
Woo! Thank you.
You're like the biggest influencer now.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Can I tell you something? You've popped up on my For You page for a really long time.
Really?
Don't know why it took me so long to follow you.
I was going to say, when did you follow me?
Yesterday. Just before I knew you were coming on the pod.
Oh my
but
God,
wait,
that's so funny.
Introduce yourself quickly for anyone who isn't aware, which I'm sure most people are.
So, yeah, I am Millie Goldsmith. I guess, I don't know what you'd call me. I used to be a fitness influencer. Then I turned into like a lifestyle influencer. And then I'm a co-founder and I'm an author. So I'm kind of everything at the moment. And I basically am known for being very honest online, oversharing, and just sharing lots of like my journal entries, being single my whole life, being stood up by guys.
Wait, let's talk about this. So you've never had a boyfriend?
I've never had a boyfriend.
That's amazing, by the way, because you won't have any sort of baggage or like mental health problems.
Yeah, but I kind of do in other areas of my life. But it really surprises people. And it was a secret that I kept for literally my whole life until last year, which is when I came out.
But was it because you didn't want a relationship, or it just never happened?
No, I have always wanted a relationship. It's just, I feel like I've always thought I've been unlucky with it, but through like writing this book, I've realized there's a lot more to it. Like, it's my anxious avoidant attachment style, it's my fear of rejection, it's my upbringing and relationship with my dad and all this stuff. So there's a lot of baggage in that sense, but on paper, like when I'm going on these dates, none of them are like great. And like when I like a guy, they don't like me back.
What's your criteria though?
My criteria is I really go off vibe and energy. Like, I am quite a goofy person. Like, I'll just laugh and whatever. I'll just be myself. And I need them to like match that energy.
Yeah.
So they need to be funny. They need to look after themselves.
Have a job.
Like we were just saying before, they need to have a job. Be into fitness. It's really like the bar is actually quite low. Yeah. Like, it's quite minimum.
But I'll be honest, it's not easy out there.
No.
Like, I'm single, and to be honest with you, I haven't met anyone recently that I'd be like, yeah, I'll see you again.
So are you actively dating?
No, I don't date. It sounds awful and it's really bad, but I just can't be asked.
That's the thing, it's like a full-time job and I don't have time right now.
No, and I don't either. And actually, it's just admin. Like, and it sounds awful because I'm not lazy, but like the thought of having to get dressed up to go meet a random bloke that you don't know, the thought of sitting there with a shit chat being like, it's not for me.
Do you get nervous?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No, I did one dating app years ago, Hinge, and it was during COVID, and I was with a housemate, and we were basically both like, we're going to be a couple of sad acts, who decided to book 2 dates next to two trees in Parsons Green. Yeah. Mine went really well. Hers was terrible.
Wait, so did they know that you were both on dates? So you knew?
No. We just lied to them. So we both sat on these trees like lunatics, looking over at each other and like, is what's going on? Hers was terrible. So she sacked him off and came to join mine. Really? And weirdly, I still speak to the guy now. But then at the time, I then went and got into a relationship with someone else. But that was the only Hinge date I ever went on.
Okay, so what made that one not good enough to go on like a second date?
It was, I think, he was sort of in the public eye.
Yeah.
Not that I knew that he thought I was a catfish. I thought he was a catfish. So we both transpired we weren't catfishes. It was actually us. And then after that, I just kind of became too much of a pussy.
Yeah. So you kind of friend zoned?
No. We then it was lockdown. And for Chelsea, we got locked down in a house elsewhere. Yeah. And then I started dating someone else. He started dating someone else.
Because I think there's some people in the world who would they'll take the first date and then they'll kind of just roll with that and latch onto that. Whereas I'm not really.
But this is the
thing.
For
me to.
What's your view on this? Because I always think, you know how some people go, oh, if the sort of sexual attraction's not there to begin with, that will come later. I don't know if I believe in that.
I don't know if I believe in that. Only because I haven't experienced that. Like, have I? Let me think. To be fair, when I befriend some guys, then I'm thinking, oh, I kind of like them. Yeah. And I think maybe that's because it's like, yeah, the sexual attraction is building over time because I think I've got to know them. Yeah. And I think when I get to know someone, that's when I feel safe around them and comfortable. And then I start to open up and see them as maybe something more.
Yeah. That's probably the better way to be about it though.
Yeah. But initial attraction, I know who I'm attracted to, facially, and who I'm not.
It's hard though, isn't it?
I don't
'Cause
know if
no,
I-
but
I don't
I'm
know
no,
if I do.
but I'm the same. I'm the same. I think you have to have the physical attraction.
So would you say you have a type or you don't?
Not with my track record, let me tell you. I
Yeah.
can't repeat those. No, mine's sense of humour and his vibe. Because I think that's the other thing is that, like, I'm quite a jokey person as well. And I find a lot of people very serious. And I take the piss pretty much about everything.
Yeah.
But a lot of people aren't really like that.
Yeah, some people think my sarcasm is rude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just thought you were on the same wavelength as me. Like,
You absolute pussy.
yeah, you fucking slap me on the face.
So wait, let's go back with it. So wait, with your like childhood stuff, did you go through therapy or anything to figure it out?
Yeah. I did therapy I do therapy. I've done therapy for 4 years now. But I'm sure we'll talk about this. I had like an eating disorder for like 8 years.
Okay.
And that was not something I ever spoke to about anyone.
Triggered
like-
from anything?
What was that?
As in what triggered it?
What triggered my eating disorder? Well, I would say there wasn't like one main thing. There was like a few things. One, I think dance, being in like the dance environment. I was dancing since I was the age of 3. So like I'd be in my leotard after school every day.
Yeah.
Seeing my body in the mirror every day, seeing other girls' bodies. Like as you're growing up as well, you're so impressionable at that age. It's like something that's instantly in your face and something you probably have to, well, I felt like I had to be aware of from like a really early age. Then there's also social media. So like there was this one night, which I speak about in the book, where I'm at my grandma's house and I'm scrolling on Tumblr and I just see this like model sharing her like 1,200 calorie diet.
And I don't.
And I had no idea really what calories were. I had like no idea what, and to be honest, weight loss wasn't even my goal at that point. I just wanted to like look like this Australian model that was like on my, what was it? Not even For You page, like a homepage.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
so
she
yeah,
wasn't the bird who dated that guy and the hot fit like influencer couple.
I actually don't know what her name is, but she was like Australian, gorgeous. And so anyway, yeah, the next day I start tracking calories and it literally went on from there.
Wild.
Yeah, sent me absolute west. And then my mum was on like Weight Watchers and my sister was always dieting and it was just always around my household.
Yeah.
So those were like all the triggers really. Also like going into school, I went to an all-girls school.
Yeah.
I had friends who were, you know, not really eating much. We would eat like middle corner yogurts for lunch and call it lunch. And
I remember at my school there were girls eating baby food, and I remember we all got
yeah,
called
baby
in.
food used to be
It was a
thing.
huge thing, and I remember we all got called into the common room, and their teachers were like, "We've all found baby food in all of
my
your tuck
God.
boxes," and they're like, "This is highly unacceptable." And I was like, "Well, obviously, weird."
And even like when I leave, because I live near a school and it's like a sixth form, and I'll look at those girls and I'm like, fuck, like I was younger than these girls when I first started to like have an eating disorder, and it was like really scary. So I always like, I don't know if it's like just as bad now.
What's your view on it now with social media? Because I always, mine's slightly different, but when I had hair loss, and thank God social media was not a thing, because I actually think I wouldn't have left the house. I was 16. If I had it now and looking on Instagram, I would have such low confidence and self-esteem about everything. So I wonder what it is like now for younger people, because I also think, like, I remember back in the day, it was like looking at magazines and one was almost aware that it wasn't always real. But on Instagram now, you don't know what these people actually genuinely look like and what they don't.
Yeah.
And it must be, to be a teenager, I think it would be so intense. I think that's why so many people have depression.
I think like when you're a teenager, you don't have that, I guess, drive to know who you want to follow and who you don't. Like you kind of just want to follow who you look up to and who you aspire to be like. And at that age, for me, that was to like look a certain way.
Yeah.
So I'd always just follow bikini comp girls who are like eating scrambled egg whites and oats every morning. And
I don't know. Do you want to, you know, this whole what I eat in a day?
Yeah.
I brought this up the other day. I think it's really toxic.
are they still doing?
Yes.
I don't see them ever like anymore.
But I now follow people who do what I eat in a day, and like they will start their day going,
stopped.
I eat whatever I want and I snack whenever I want, and they're just eating sandwiches, biscuits. I'm like, that's the kind of thing I want to follow.
Yeah.
But all these stick thin girls who are eating like serious high amounts of food, and I'm like, I don't know if that is legit.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I was one of those girls because I had a small Instagram account before I went on this weight gain journey, and I was doing the same thing. I was posting my what eating a days.
And how much of that were you actually eating?
So the thing is, when you have an eating disorder, there's a lot of, it changes you personally in a lot of ways, and one of the ways being like you become this like very controlling and secretive person. So I, throughout 8 years of having this, I had found these like tricks and loopholes into like tricking people into them thinking that I'm actually eating more than I am. So on these what eating a days, I would either like make like voluminous food that looks like a lot of food, but really it's a lot of food with like no calories in. So like, I don't know, like pump up the plate with like a load of leaves underneath, like a bit of rice or something. Or like make rice cakes look like bread from above. It was like,
Really?
So I would obviously eat all the food that I'm showing, but I was like manipulating how it looked.
Have you admitted that on social media since then?
What, like my what eating a day?
Yeah, as in like...
No, not even. No.
And so then from that you got into doing weight gain, fitness influencing.
So it was lockdown hit. I got the lowest I'd ever been, and it's crazy because I still, like in all those years, I did not see how I looked. I was blind to like how I looked in the mirror. So I had no idea like how bad it got, but lockdown, it got really bad. And my friend messaged me basically saying like, I'm really worried about you. And when you get a message like that is so confronting in so many ways. Like you feel like your whole secret's been let out. You feel like you've just been seen and exposed. And it's like terrifying. And it was like that message that made me want to try and gain weight. So I asked this online coach who I kind of befriended online. She was always posting her other clients like doing these reverse diets, and they were like before and after pictures of these women who were I guess toning up through this reverse diet through like eating more. And I thought, oh, maybe I could do that. Like maybe that's my like loophole into still being like skinny, you know? So I reached out to her. She put me on this initial like 4-week weight gain / reverse diet. And I, from then on, like started to gain this weight ever so slowly, but I was gaining muscle at the same time, and I was doing these before and after pictures, posting them online. And it was really within those 4 weeks that not only I was like seeing how skinny I was before.
Was it stressing you out that you were putting weight on?
No, because the reverse diet was helping me
like
see it as a diet.
So
it was still very familiar and comfortable to me. But obviously when I got to like week 6 and I was at a certain weight, I would then look at my previous body and I think, oh fuck, like that is how I looked before, and that's not okay. Like it made me come out of that weird bubble. I can't describe it. It's really strange. Like it's a full-on illusion. Your eyes just can't see what you're seeing in the mirror.
Like full body dysmorphia.
Oh
almost.
yeah, 100%.
What did your family say? They'd pick up on it?
Yeah, they would, but it got to the point where like it would just always cause arguments, and they kind of learned that if they brought it up again, I would just lash out. And it wouldn't end well. But I've had a small conversation with my mum since, and she found it really interesting when I told her that it was always when she came into my room, and that was always my safe space and like my space, and she would kind of like burst in and, you know, say like, Miss Fenton, who like my dance teacher was, she was like, Miss Fenton just phoned up again, she's concerned about your weight, and she was like shouting. And I would obviously like put my walls up straight away, get defensive, and it would always cause the arguments in that way. So she recognized like that wasn't the best way to approach it, and I also recognized that that was why I was being so defensive. Because when she would leave the room and I was crying and she was crying, I was always like, why am I crying? Like, why do I get so angry? And also, why am I getting the shit for this? Because my mum was also dieting, so I was like, why can my mum diet and my sister diet, but why can't I diet? So it was this really hard truth that I was trying to come to terms with. And obviously it's because like I was at such a small, dangerous weight. But the whole concept around it, and if I was looking at it on a bird's eye view, it just didn't make sense to me.
Did you have any like long-term, has there been any like knock-on effect for your health?
Oh yeah.
Really? Like periods and stuff?
Yeah. So I lost my period for all those 8 years, didn't have a period. So whilst I was like obviously still developing as a woman, my body was shutting down at the same time. And I have got my period back. I got it back, I think, when I was like 22. So that was essentially my first period. Really weird. And it's regular, but I definitely think it's affected like long-term health problems for sure. Yeah. Like I don't have anything I don't have any evidence, but I'm 100% convinced, surely.
Yeah.
Like my periods will be, you know, up and down. I have like really bad acne. That also goes up and down. We were just talking before with Molly like about PCOS, and I probably convinced I have that. I'm just self-diagnosing myself right now. But
No, but it's probably hard not to. What would your advice be to anyone who's in a similar situation when you were younger, who might be struggling?
Yeah, it's really hard because an eating disorder tricks you into thinking that you're fine.
Yeah.
And that everyone else isn't. And so even trying to come to terms with that, and I think the first step is just acknowledging and being okay. Like the fact that you can accept that you have an eating disorder doesn't mean you're a bad person, doesn't mean everyone else is a bad person, doesn't mean, you know, your life's gonna end. Because it really does feel like that way sometimes. As soon as you accept this truth, you feel like a huge weight has been lifted off your shoulders, and you can start to be a lot more honest with yourself and the people around you. And it's all about trust. Like when I had an eating disorder, I didn't trust my body. Like anytime I'd eat, I would think, oh, my body's gonna put on weight. And I would like hate my body because I wanted to eat, but my body would obviously respond in a way, well, I would think it would respond in a way that I didn't want. So I was never trusting my body. And that also meant I wasn't trusting myself, I wasn't trusting people around me. Like this whole concept of trust was just gone out of the window. And that's why I wasn't myself. I couldn't live happily. I was always on edge.
Yeah.
So like having that acceptance and trust with yourself and your body is like the number one first thing to overcome. And then also for people who are maybe witnessing, like friends or family members or people in workspace, whatever, going through something that they think is an eating disorder, obviously never suspect, but just like always make it obvious that you're there for them, and like it's a safe space and there's no room for judgment. And because I think that's what it was, I always felt judged, even though I wasn't, but it felt like I was. So
but then it's also a sick thing, because did you ever get it when people went, oh god, you're so skinny, and you sort of liked it?
Yeah, all the time. And sometimes, like, obviously that's going to feed all of the truths that you want to believe. But in the same time, like, it did scare me, because I was like, oh, like, that means my body is something that people are aware of. So that means I need to be even more, like, on it with my body and making it look appropriate and in a way that I want people to like.
Yeah.
Because as soon as someone comments on your body, like you're instantly commenting on something that you're making it obvious that is something that people are looking at.
Yeah.
And like that obviously.
But it's interesting. It's the first
so
thing that a lot of
dangerous.
people always say. Like, you know, when you see someone for the first time, you go, God, you lost weight.
Yeah.
So, and it's actually really, it's bad, isn't it?
It's so bad. And when I had started to gain weight, obviously I looked so different, and it was in lockdown. So as soon as I came out of lockdown, I hadn't seen people in a year. Yeah. And the faces that I would get from them.
But in a positive way, or in a sort of like shocked way?
In a really positive way, but so shocked. They'd be like, whoa, you look amazing. But obviously sometimes I'm thinking, are you just saying that? Or like, what is he doing? And again, it's so funny, because when I was gaining weight, the common question I always got was, how are you dealing with your body changing? Like, how are you like accepting that every day when you wake up? And it's so weird, but I wasn't seeing my body change as much as other people were online. Like, I couldn't see the drastic changes. Like,
were you posting about it as you were doing it?
Yeah, this is how I initially became like viral on Instagram, really. I was posting this whole weight gain journey and like literally bringing people along with me on this journey.
What were the comments like?
It was just my DMs. It would be like, you know, it was so positive. Like, you're changing my life, like amazing. Like, how are you dealing with your body changing? How are you getting over the fact that, like, you know, you can see rolls on your stomach or your face is getting bigger? And I would like reply, I would just be like, oh, I just am, I don't know. But now looking back, like, I did look so different, but I couldn't see how I looked in the moment. Body dysmorphia and face dysmorphia, I probably think I still have. Like, I don't think I'll ever see myself truly. Yeah. And I think it's because, I use this analogy, You know when like you say a word so much that it starts to sound weird?
Yeah.
You see your face and see your body so much every single day that you actually don't know what you're seeing anymore. And I think that's exactly how I describe body dysmorphia. And it is just this really weird illusion, and I can't describe it any other way.
Yeah. What's your because obviously now at the moment there's this whole, not, I don't know what, I do think Ozempic has started it, but this whole skinny chic thing being back again.
Heroin chic, yeah.
I think, how was it suddenly happened?
Yeah, it's really like
dangerous.
It's obviously so damaging, and like my body cringes when I see anything on my For You page. Like, thankfully, I think I've trained my algorithm so well that I don't actually get fed any of this
someone
stuff.
said this to me the other day, because I never thought about this, and you know when I had Hannah on, and she was saying you've got to look who you follow and follow specific things that you want to see.
Oh, 100%.
So because I did that as well, I then unfollowed a load of people that
Yeah.
I actually have nothing really in common for, and I was following them for all the wrong
Yeah.
reasons. Because the second, like, I mean, I don't know what you're like, I wake up and I go onto Instagram, and sometimes the first shit you see at the beginning of the day, if it is like some stick thin
Yeah.
person, it actually does like really fuck with you.
It sets the tone for the rest of the day. And
Yeah.
if you're doing that every day, every week, every month, like that is your echo chamber. That's what you think the norm is and the reality is. So I'm really thankful that I don't have a For You page that is like heroing the heroin chic. But whenever I do see something that pops up, I weirdly don't get triggered. Like it's the opposite, because I know, so I literally can feel how I felt in that body, and it was like nothing but like hate and like depression and anger. So like I am in this weird, I guess, privileged position to be able to not get triggered by that, because I know that is not going to solve my problems. It's not going to answer
But what do you
any
think the impact is going to be of that on younger people?
Yeah, I know. I think, again, it is a trend, and I'm hopeful that this is just going to be temporary and it's going to pass, and then, you know, weight gain, weight training, whatever, will come back up again, and it's going to be that cycle. And I just really hope that people recognize that as a cycle and not as a set in stone, this is how it's going to be for the rest of their life. Like, I need to change my body now.
Yeah.
But I also think like it does come with age, annoyingly. Like, I wasn't as, you know, self-aware and like, I guess, wise as I am now.
And probably as confident, because I think when you're younger as well, I think not like that, but I think there's a period of time when you're a late teenager where it's very much about the way you look. Like, that's no one really gives a fuck if you've got a good personality or not.
No.
Whereas the older you get, that does mean more of a, it's more about that than it is about the way you look.
And I think also, I say it in my book as well, but I was so obsessed with guys wanting to like me, and I never felt like I never felt like a guy liked me. And I never felt smart enough to also like my...
But why did you think that? What was going on in your head?
Because I was always... And it was really like, if I put it on paper, to me it was fact. Like, I was getting rejected by these guys because my other friends were better. Like, that was just how I viewed it.
Yeah.
Because I was always at the second option. And I went to an all-girls school, so like the pool of guys that were available was very small. And every one of those guys was just...
Can I say something? The pool is even smaller.
Yeah, I know.
And we're adults.
It really is. And so I always thought, okay, well, if my personality isn't right, if I'm also, you know, being seen as the dumb kid in class by my teachers, and I'm not really a great dancer in my dance class, then I'm just going to try and change my body and like see what that does.
Did you quit the dancing?
No, I did dancing until I was at uni, 21, I think, yeah. But I just fell out of love with it.
Did you?
Yeah, and also, like, I think a lot of the reasons why I wasn't the best in the class was, one, because I just wasn't, but also, two, I just didn't have the energy. I was obviously malnourished. I couldn't do all these, like, triple pirouettes and everything that other girls in my class could. And when I have done 1 or 2 dance classes since quitting, which has been so humbling. But the difference that I feel now to when I did then is crazy in terms of energy and what I can actually do. So I just don't think I was cut up for dancing. And it's crazy because even now I know that eating disorders are still so rife in the dance industry. And I don't know how some girls do it. Like, I just don't. And I really hope that, you know, having people online who could, maybe they did see my weight gain journey and they can see the huge like positives after weight gain and hope that they, you know, go on that journey themselves at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So then, okay, so then you got into doing the fitness, and then I want to talk about the dating. Mm-hmm. Because I think it's great that you're like advertising all the dates that you're going on.
Yeah, I know. Some people are like, are you sure? Like,
do guys get nervous going on a date with you that they're going to see it the next day?
No, I fully have like fucked it for myself, for sure.
No,
like,
I rate it.
100%.
I do it on here the whole time. I said, what did I say once though? I kissed some random bloke at Hurlingham. Do you remember that one? I started the date.
But like, you make it anonymous still. Like, obviously no one else who's listening is going to know that that's the guy, but he probably knows.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't matter because no one else knows. So why does it matter, you know?
But I watched one of yours and it was a guy in New York. Yeah. And what happened?
What happened? Okay, so you
didn't fly to New York to meet the guy?
No. I actually flew to New York with my single best friend because we wanted to just have a single fun time.
Yeah.
And like, it was maybe a month or two after initially posting this one video about being single my whole life and how that went just so viral. And people in my comments after a few of those videos were saying like, go to your favorite place in the world and just go out to some bars and like, don't give a shit. And so that's exactly what I did. Went to New York, my favorite place in the whole world, with my single friend at the time, and
she's not in a relationship.
She's not in a relationship.
Yeah, I know. Every time I see some fucking get engaged, I go, oh, lost another one.
I know. But she was also going through some shit with this other guy, so we were really like, you know, getting our hair down. Let's just fucking go ruin the streets of New York. And it was on day, I think it was day 2 or 3. It was quite early on in the trip. We went out shopping. We were in like Soho, and we went to this cafe. It's like a gin and juice cafe. Went in, like saw this guy in the corner. We have a few moments of eye contact. I can't do eye contact. Like I freak the fuck out. So when I'm doing this, I'm like, oh, okay. I know that he's looking at me. I look at him, whatever. Have a few moments. And then we leave, and that's it. And I'm kind of like kicking myself because I'm like, shit, I so could have just like gone up to say hi. And then, I walked down the road, but probably like 20 seconds later, he's like running down, he's tapping on my shoulder. God. And I turn around and we have this conversation, and he's like, how long are you here for? What are you doing tonight? What are you doing tomorrow? Blah, blah, takes my number. And then we're messaging for the rest of the day. And obviously I'm thinking, oh my God, this is my moment.
This is it.
And like, I filmed it all. I was like, guys, like this guy just tapped me on the shoulder. What the hell? I'm like so flustered. And that doesn't really happen to me as well. So I was really I was romanticizing it.
Yeah. But I think also, can I just say, it doesn't happen often.
It doesn't
actually come up to girls.
No. But you know what's funny?
Pussies.
Wait, I'll finish the story and then I'll
Sorry, just a warning out there. Can I just say to any men, like, actually just have the balls to go up to a girl. Please do it, because it's more masculine for a man to come up to a woman.
Yeah, I feel like it's like heroic.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? Heroic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Old school, it's better.
Amazing.
Not us winking in the corner, hoping you're going to run over. Actually, winking is really perverted anyway.
So anyway, we're messaging. Then we plan a date for the next day. And then wake up. Don't hear from him, whatever, it's like in the morning, go on a run. And then I say this all in the book as well. I feel like I should save some of the stories so that people can go read the book. Anyway, something happens on the run, blah, blah, blah. Then for the rest of the day, didn't hear from him. And basically he stands me up on the date. We go to the bar and he stands me up. Yeah, he doesn't reply. And then at midnight, he says that his phone dies. And I'm with my friend and I'm like crying at the bar.
Oh no, don't.
Literally sobbing. Because like,
did he give any reason?
No, he said his phone died.
Pathetic.
Yeah, pathetic. So pathetic. And then I didn't hear from him for the rest of the trip.
Another warning to you all. If you can't be asked to go on a date, say that. Because I think it's honestly unacceptable standing people up.
I also don't think guys realise we have to put on makeup. We have to do our hair.
Get dressed.
We block a whole evening out of our night, which we could spend with our girlfriends.
Cheeky wax, if you think, no, joking.
Like, you don't know, fake tan.
All of it.
The efforts that we go.
Yeah.
I actually got a blow dry on that day as
I
well.
like, I'm not blow dry. Sorry.
I actually got a blow dry done. So I was crying at the spot, obviously, like, because this guy stood me up, but also like this wasn't the first time this happened. This happened like a few times.
Yeah.
So it was like at that point I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, why are these guys standing me up? What am I actually doing wrong? Because we've got a date in the diary, we've got a plan, we're like chatting. Like, I can't think what else is going wrong.
I'm really not shaming men because I obviously love men. But I think it is I don't think it's you. I do think it's men.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like...
But it's hard to believe that.
No, I know, because like, what's your bounce back like now? Like, after every time this happens, well, how do you bring yourself to be like, okay, right, I've got to go and do it again?
Yeah, the thing is, like, I haven't dated for a while. Went on a date. I was going to go on a date last month as my first entry point into the dating scene again. Grabbed my phone. The guy cancels 30 minutes before. And he says that his sister's had a mental breakdown or something, which maybe she did. I don't know. But like, this could just be full on bad luck for me. I think
it's bad luck, or I think it's the pool of men you're fishing in.
Yeah, but this guy seems so keen. Like, they all seem so keen.
And they also probably seem really normal, like, till date 2, and then you're like, hang on a minute, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Exactly. So I'm like, so then now I'm in this really hard situation because I don't know what to believe anymore. When a guy's keen, now I'm like putting my walls up because I'm like, oh, I know what guys are like when they're keen.
Yeah.
But maybe they are just like really into it, and I'm now pushing something away that could be good. And then there's the other side of it where the guy's playing it cool, and I'm like, okay, this is good. I'm going to play it cool as well. And then we both play it too cool where we're not even...
Well, this is the other thing, it's the game playing. Like, when do you get to a point? Because so I'm nearly 32, fucking hell. And still single. How old are you, 28? When do you get to an age, do you think, when it's like, actually, let's just not do the games anymore? Because I feel like that's an early 20s thing.
Like, 100%. I don't have time for games. And to be honest, like, my attachment style, like, I think I'm born to love a chase.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's the best bit. Once the chase is over, see ya. It's really bad. Oh, I need serious help, by the way. So.
But now I'm aware of that I can't enjoy that. So I'm trying to just, like, see dating as this pretty boring thing.
No, we need to bring back the excitement.
But
dating should be fun, though.
The excitement for me is the chase, and I shouldn't do that. Like, that's a bad red flag from day one. I shouldn't want to chase.
Is it though? I'm partial to the chase.
So do you play games then?
No, not really. I mean, to be honest, like, I've just come out of a 2-year relationship. Bollocks, that was 6 months ago.
Still fresh though, yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't, there weren't really games like that. My issue is, I've ended up in relationships that realistically shouldn't have gone on. And I think it was like, it's really so hard to say this without offending people, because I had 2 great relationships on Chelsea. They went on far too long than they should, like a year longer than they should have done. And I think it was very circumstantial. Whereas, so I've never really dated. Because the 2 I had were on Chelsea, that was both 2 years each. But I speak to my male friends, and they are much more daters than I think girls are.
Really?
Yeah. Like, they're always on dates.
Interesting, that's actually true, because my guy friends are also always on dates. They are, yeah. But they just do it.
But I think, is it filling some sort of void / a hole? I
100%.
don't know.
There's some of my guy friends who will just date anyone they see on their dating app. Well, I don't do that.
No.
So I think part of it is a void for sure, but also part of it is just like we know what we want in a way, and we're being more selective. And exactly, we don't have the time to waste.
So in your friendship group, are you the only single one, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've always been the only single one. Like, genuinely, I've had friends who would be single, but for maybe a 3-month period.
And then they're back on it, and they're straight back into a relationship.
Yeah. I call it in my book the string of familiarity.
Yeah.
It's where, like, people think the red string theory, invisible string theory, sorry. It's also called the red string
What's
theory.
this?
It's where, like, if they find their soulmate, they'll find previous, like, pockets in their life where they could have met, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So the string is sort of holding them together.
Yeah.
My theory is not the invisible string theory, it's the string of familiarity, which is basically where people think they find their soulmate, and I'm sure a lot of people out there have, but some people, there's like a small group of people who are with, like, I don't know, their husband or like long-term partner, and they love them, but really it's just, they know it's just safe for them.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're familiar with. And like, there's 2 opposite ends of the string. There's one who's chronically single like me and never in relationships, and one who's always in relationships, like back to back to back. Yeah. And those 2 both have the same problem, which is they are both following what is comfortable for them and not what is right for them. And I think recognizing that is, like, so interesting, because I've always thought, like, I'm doing something wrong, being single my whole life. Like, the winner and the prize is having a relationship, it's not being single. But really, I have friends who are in the exact same position as me, but just with another person.
Yeah.
So it's helped me come to terms with that, and, like, not you know, being so annoyed at myself all the time.
But can I tell you something? It is really hard. And like actually at the weekend I had a bit of a breakdown about it because another one of my friends got engaged because I'm in your position. And I was like, not like that. I just had my sister's wedding and I was like, oh, this could have been me and my ex.
You're obviously happy for them, but like
it's hard.
tricky.
It is hard because you're sort of
100%.
like, and I think at our age it is tricky because everyone's, and as much as like I actually quite enjoy being single, you do suddenly think, why can't it be this easy for me? Like I look at all my friends, I'm like, God, it's so easy. They found the most amazing person. They got married quickly. Now they're having kids. Like, how have I not found that? And then I think it's me.
Yeah.
It probably is me because I'm slightly insane. But
I think I saw that there's a saying or something on TikTok where the people who are single are one step closer to finding love, but the people who are in like a long-term relationship are 3 steps, or like a toxic relationship are 3 steps further away from finding love.
yeah.
So we're one step ahead.
Also, we're just getting ready for the divorcees.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's like 50%.
Yeah.
50% of people get divorces.
No, I know, and quickly. I've got a lot of friends who are already getting divorced.
So like I'd way rather be single and have this freedom
than be in an unhappy relationship.
100%.
And because I look at a lot of people and I think I'd what is it? Rather be lonely than lonely in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yeah.
interesting. I think maybe some women have more resilience and they're happy to put up with a lot more shit. I personally
Yeah.
am too fucking selfish.
Agree.
I'm not putting up with any of that.
But it's also, you could see it as that, or you see it as just like you're so worthy of so much that any guy who doesn't meet any of that criteria, fuck off. You have, your time is so valuable. And I think probably to some men, like, it might be quite intimidating.
Yeah.
Also, with me having an online following and sharing about my dating life, like, that's another whole story. But
yeah, but you've also got a company, you've got loads of different things
Yeah.
going on. So that, which it's
but
really
you don't
hard.
need to prove yourself to anyone to
Yeah.
like fit in their box. Like, they fit in your box.
Let's move on to the books. I want to hear all
Okay.
about this.
I saw you got it yesterday.
I got it. Thank you. I'll start reading it. Get off the old Daily Mail and have a read of something actually worth it.
Sunday Times bestseller.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah,
so when did you start
mad.
writing this?
In September
Okay.
last year.
Fuck me, you banged that up quickly.
Oh, 3 months. It was horrible. Like, it was amazing, but at the
Yeah.
same time, like, whoa, I had never hit rock bottom like I did then. That it was really
Well, because you were
intense.
alone writing it all day, every day.
And also running a business at the same time.
Yeah, we'll get
and
onto that as well, 'cause that's quite
trying
amazing.
to, you know, just do everything. It was so intense, and I'm not good with deadlines. It really just triggered me being at uni again, having dissertation, deadlines, all this stuff. I just feel like I'm not good at deadlines. So
Yeah.
when I had a 3-month deadline, I was like freaking out. And sometimes it was like every day I had no time to waste. I had to write another 500 or 1,000 more words. And if I didn't, then I was behind. And sometimes like I couldn't, obviously I had like brain block and like creative fatigue. And sometimes I'd think like, I've got so much to say, but I don't know how to say it. And I'd spend time writing all these sentences and then deleting them. And then I'd look at the clock and I've just wasted 3 other hours. And I had to go into like a SALT meeting. So like it was intense.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
And so we're talking about the premise of what the book is.
So it's essentially 20 extended essays of, I guess, questions that I've been too afraid to ask myself. And I go on this like self-discovery journey of finding all these answers that basically put all these pieces together.
Yeah.
All these like missing Lego pieces that kind of just felt really disjointed in my life. It all now makes sense. And it runs through my upbringing, to going to an all-girls school, to my eating disorder, to being single my whole life, dating, embarrassing moments, funny moments, running a business, idolizing men in general. Like, it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Some of the topics. And yeah.
Just out of curiosity, what's the feedback that you get on your Instagram? Because I can imagine you get a lot of girls going, "Oh, this is me." Like,
Yeah.
Is that what it all is?
Oh my God. People say it's the main thing I always get is like how surprised people are when they hear my voiceovers on my videos, because it literally feels like I'm in their brain.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way they say it. And I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Because every time I'm posting these videos, I'm always just thinking, I could just be, this really could just be me. And I'm like,
No. I
fully
think you're
risking
voicing
everything
an
right now.
entire nation of single
But
women.
I never, like, it comes down to like the niche things, like such niche thoughts. What I really am thinking is, that's just me, obviously, who thinks that. But they all say the same thing. And it's always like really reassuring. So I'm like, wow, I'm not the only one. I'm not a weirdo.
No, but I think this is where the power of social media is amazing, because I think it does help a lot of people.
Yeah. And it helps me, like, genuinely.
Yeah.
I started doing this selfishly because I felt so lonely and I just had to connect to people. And I knew that by doing that, I was going to find my people, you know. But I didn't know how many people. And like, it's obviously been
shit ton of people.
Shit ton of people. So the male reaction to my content is actually so positive. I get a lot of guys in my DMs actually. One pool of them are in relationships and they're like, oh my God, my girlfriend just sent me your videos. This is really interesting to like see a girl's point of view.
Yeah.
And another pool of guys being like, oh, the self-aware guys who are like, oh, I didn't know that isn't, you know, a nice way to talk to someone, or like maybe I should tell the girl that I don't want to go on a date with them. Like maybe I should be more honest. I don't know, that they learn a lot from like my point of view. So like really, really positive from both sides. Yeah.
I think it is quite interesting because I wonder if there's a lot of guys who are probably possibly in the same position.
Because also like there is such gender differences like from the get-go obviously, but I always think, what do guys think when they go on dates? So I think I'm always so fascinated when I ask my guy friends, like, what do you think? Or like, should I reply to this guy like in this way? So I think in a way like this is just another avenue for guys to see in the girl's brain.
Yeah.
And they just love it.
Have you gone on a date with someone who's like a fan?
No one who's admitted, but...
Actually, I suppose you wouldn't sit there going, I've been a fan of your work for
but
years.
They've always said like their sisters are like big fans or something. I've had a date where a fan came up on date, and the guy didn't know what I did. So that was quite awkward because I always like keep it under the carpet until...
Yeah, I was going to say that. Do people, when you go on a date with someone, they don't know who you are. Do you bring it up?
I really... So like there's guys who I've spoken to in the past where I blocked them from my main page. Like, I just don't want them to see that. But I also have like a smaller page which has got like 40,000 followers on it, and they think that is like, whoa. Yeah. They're like, oh my God, you got a lot of followers. And I'm like,
just you wait. I'll tag you in a post tomorrow.
And that's the first time where I'm like, okay, they're not going to enjoy what I'm going to show them. So yeah, I try my best to like just let them meet me for me and not this girl online who overshares.
Yeah.
Because they really can learn everything about me if they wanted to, if they just went on my page. And I don't like that. But obviously I'm doing it to myself, so...
And then Salt. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So you've launched it?
Launched it last year.
Amazing.
It is an electrolyte business that I co-founded with my friend who we matched on Hinge. I matched on Hinge with, which is so funny.
And then you thought, fuck it, we're not dating, let's start a business.
Yeah, basically. And it's essentially an electrolyte brand that, I mean, I have never found an electrolyte product that I genuinely like.
Yeah.
They all taste like shit. Seawater, salty, really sweet. I just hated all of them, but I knew like being in the fitness industry for so long, like I took electrolytes, like I run. So he actually approached me with this initial idea and he wanted it to be like this, a sports drink. And I was like, why don't we make it more of like a lifestyle drink, like a drink that, because me and him both love to exercise and go on runs and look after ourselves, but we also love a pint on the weekend and, you know, partying and going to festivals. And it was always one or the other, like you couldn't do both. And if you did have a fitness product, we were putting ourselves in that pigeonhole, and we'd be lying to our customers if they saw us out partying. So like, I was like, why don't we just be honest and like have a product that is for the middle market where people can do both. Obviously it's so simple and everyone can do both, but there just wasn't a product that was like that. So yeah, we created this really, really great tasting electrolyte product that has great ingredients and looks great, and it's fun and it's sexy and it's cool, and it's like a lifestyle product, not just a wellness health product.
Do you find it hard running a business?
Yes, like terribly hard. Do you do it by yourself?
No, I have a business partner, but it's just mayhem. And I think everyone thinks it's really cool to do, but then when you first start out, it's slightly unrewarding because you don't make any money.
And like, we've been so honest from the start, like, because we built this business in public, so we built like a 16,000 waiting list before even having a product.
It's amazing.
And people saw like the shit that would go on when you build a business, so we've always been very like honest about it.
So where can everyone buy and find Salt?
You can buy it on drinksalt.com. You can find it in Boots, Health, Zap if you're in London.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere. We're launching in 400 more Boots stores, which is
that's unbelievable.
So hopefully in airports, you can find it anywhere.
Okay, we've got a few listener questions. What advice would you give to girls who are struggling with the current dating scene or have never had a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Don't do it.
Oh, it's hard because I'm trying to find that advice myself, honestly. I would say I actually think double dating, like if you have another single friend, double dating is so much fun, because if the date is shit, you're still having a great night with your friend and you have a story to tell. So if you've got single friends, do that. I would also say just be open, like be more open than you think you are, because you'll be so surprised. And I always hear from other friends, like they go on dates that they didn't want to go on, and then now they're boyfriend and girlfriend, and it's like you actually, I think that happens because you also remove the pressure on that date and you're just more yourself, and the sooner you are to being yourself, the sooner you'll find someone who's for you.
What is her biggest turn off when it comes to influencers?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, just entitlement. Hate it. I'll be at events.
Sorry, something. Influencers are a rare fucking breed.
I will see him. I will honestly, I've seen some crazy things, and I get secondhand embarrassment, and I literally have to go out my way to like the people who are running the event or the trip and just be like, I'm so sorry that this is what you have to deal with. Like, is there anything I can do? Because I just can't deal with it. Can't deal with it.
Oh, can I say something? And I don't know if people have ever clocked this. Certain influencers online are completely different creatures to what you meet in real life.
Yeah.
Like so different.
Really,
and you're like, hang on a minute. You're Chatty Cathy on your Instagram, but here you're mute. But it's interesting.
But it might be because they're, anxious or whatever. But like, there are, just never believe what you see
I'm
online.
more anxious doing my Instagram, let me tell you. It takes me fucking hours. What is the most embarrassing thing that's happened to Millie on a first date that she didn't share online?
Oh, most embarrassing thing. I did have to phone my friend after one drink to save me, because the date was just terrible. It wasn't exactly embarrassing, but it was just absolutely horrific. Like, this guy so I was 5 minutes late, fashionably late, right?
Yeah.
He didn't bring his phone out with him. So he messaged me like 10 minutes before saying, I'm just leaving my house, I'm not taking my phone. I'll be there waiting. Got there 5 minutes late, as you do. He wasn't there. He went back home because he thought that I'd like stood him up. Oh, no, and so I'm waiting there at the date 15 minutes in, because I had to wait 15 minutes for him to get back home to go on his phone. He then messaged me. He was like, oh, okay, I'll come back. So when he came back, and then...
You'd left?
Yeah, and then I left. No, we had one drink and it was bad. I was just talking to a brick wall. It was awful.
Yeah, see, also in those situations, I think we all need to be honest about it. After 5 minutes, if nothing's happening, you've got to say, listen,
it was
not for me.
Hard to do, because usually I'm just like, let's just do it. Let's just do 3 hours, whatever. No, I couldn't sit in that. It was terrible.
What advice would Millie give her 18-year-old self if she could go back?
I would say to her, no one gives a shit. Like, and also a lot more people love you than you think they do. I think the power of like loving yourself is incredible, and it will make you also find love in other people, because I was such an angry kid. I hated myself and I hated everyone, to be honest. So, and I thought I was like a broken kid. So I think if I just found that love in myself, I would have been able to feel that love for everyone else, and it would have just changed everything.
That was really sweet. Really sweet. What have you got coming up this year?
Oh, I mean, the book is just launched, so it's kind of crazy at the moment. I kind of want to move to New York.
You want to go to New York?
Yeah.
Find a nice New York man. Millie and I will be on tour.
Yeah,
I'll be bringing my lube. Millie's got her books. This has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Millie.
much. Woo, thanks for having me.